my beloved ones, I am your friend and always eternal, Master Lady Kwan Yin. I am so grateful to share with you about gratitude. It's become a buzzword, yes. And especially in this month for your place, there is much preparation for celebration of gratitudes. And so we invite you for the core of this message and our sharing tonight that you affirm quietly for yourself. I am willing to live in the grace of gratitude. Because in this, you open all the channels of your being, your divine being, to heal everything for body, mind, and soul. So if I can ask, how many maybe have started and stopped or occasionally make lists of gratitude? It's a good habit. It's a good practice. And it's a good priming of your thought process. Because when you do this regularly, you become more conscious to see what is there not to be grateful for. You see everything as gratitude until you don't. And that is why we chose today, especially to talk about the vastness of the grace of gratitude. Maybe you didn't notice, it's a big day for your country. So many people thinking I'm going to make a wave. So many people thinking I'm going to be for, against, and it's hopeful and yet disturbing for parts of the human psyche. It is a possibility that all that is going on in the energies of this day is the perfection of the plan, the divine plan that you wish you knew, right? Maybe I could relax more if I knew what it was all about. Maybe I could get on it when I understand. Really? What is the timing for this? You see? So, today and every day, you are marching along, swimming along, meandering along, however you like to move, having gratitude for things and people that you appreciate and you like. And occasionally you find yourself saying the gratitude for things you don't care for, hoping you'll catch on to it and become more grateful again for that, or it will just be the magic it needs to go away, right? Do you want there to be peace on earth? Of course. You know Swami Beyondananda? One of my teachers. Are you all my teachers? He says, to answer, will there ever be peace on earth? Well, yes, of course. But will there be humans around to appreciate it? And so, we offer you this perfect moment to remind yourself, I can appreciate the peace now, even if I don't think I feel the peace now, or when I don't see the peace now. You don't have to be in a commitment to suffer until all humanity is done suffering. There's someone on the planet doing that in a very conscious way. And we don't necessarily agree, but it's part of the soul plan. there have been many masters who have been here to give you the lessons that you could go through life without being attached to suffering. And yet your compassion comes from the memory and the experience of suffering. You resonate at the frequency to say, I can recognize some people are in pain and they are living a life that is very disturbing to my sensibility, and my compassion is to give them my prayer of grace that they move through their suffering and heal. If you want to have no suffering on the planet Earth, you waiting for me to say? Really? If you want there to be no suffering on the planet Earth, it is really, really important that you let go of your belief that suffering serves you now. It has served you, but it need not serve you now. And you can let it all go. Do you know what else is not a truth? Pain and suffering are one thing, and they are not. You can be all like magic yogis and have needles go through your body and not feel pain. You can also be like the yogis and be living in the experience that pain touches the course of your physical body, but you don't suffer with it because you accept that it's part of who you are and part of your walk in this earth. You don't have to suffer through it, because the suffering is often because there is belief bigger than other belief that you must be somehow in this great angst of your life in order to know the joy of life. Playing with these polarities is about almost finished. Are you happy to hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
So, some have said, I have worked very, very hard to know the difference and the distinction of yes, no, maybe, or to recognize that there is all things in the one moment, all equal and options only. Would you want there to be the world you live in, within your, let us even say, 3 feet sphere of your body and your auric field, much bigger for most of you, or let's just conveniently make it be something very easy to accept and recognize. Would you want that world to be in perfect peace? Of course, yes. Are you grateful that it is so now? Are you grateful that tomorrow it is so, whether you remember it or not? Then what would be the key to remember it? To call upon the memory of peace and to claim that now. Rather than to claim the memory of the pain or the suffering of your life and the lives of others in your worlds around you. Oh, I don't want to be empathic, somebody said to me. I don't want to be empathic because that means, if I'm empathic, I feel everything. I feel everyone's pain. I feel everyone's suffering. That's good. But being empathic doesn't mean that it has to land in you as you. So where is your compassionate awareness in your empathy without claiming it somehow as yours personally and your spiritual job? If there is anywhere in your life an individual who relates to you frequently that goes through patterns of suffering and pain and maybe pity, self-pity, and lots of other drama effects. Sometimes the thought is, I cannot be around toxic people, so I will just cut them out of my reality. Try that. Have you tried that? Temporarily feels really good until the next one comes along. Because when you are separating, you are creating this illusion of your personal space safety, your illusion of your consciousness is sharpened up now because you don't have all that garbagey things in your sphere. So yes, it's important in the 3D parts of the world in which you live that you become okay to choose yes or no or maybe possible. That you don't have to be in the life of suffering that someone else has, and when it comes so close and won't seem to let go, with your choice to breathe only love, it can't exist in that space. It either transforms or it moves into its own sphere. Do you know this to be true? Mm-hmm. You don't always trust that. So, whether you sage everything to choking to your on the sage, or you throw essential oils everywhere to purify, or you cleanse your aura, however you presume to act in your life as a demonstration of clearing the frequencies for the highest good. Know this, it all has to be from the center of you. These are aids to assist. They will help to raise frequency. But like I just told you, to remind you, there is no way when you are pushing it away from you, you're ever done with it. So, if you think you can sage or diffuse oils or project the white light in order to make proclamations for Archangel Michael and everybody in the cosmos to come in and take away what you don't like, the good news is all that is there to support that for a moment. Then you have that illusion of your freedom to know who you are now fully and get to experience the gratitude that you're one with all of that. To be one with it all. Every politician you are one with. It's not us, them, you know that. But I know that but is what you say. I know that it's all gone, and so maybe you think you're smart because you don't use the word but so much. And this idea that we're all one and this person and that person are, a what? Oh, Lady Master knows how to use the words that make you wake it up. If Rajneesh can give a wonderful talk on the word fuck, I said it. Then I can use whatever other words that make you learn to appreciate and be grateful for all language. Are the divine languages, sacred languages which hold more frequency to the origin of divine consciousness embodied here? Yes, some hold that more. But you can bless everything that utters from your mouth and through your thought to the frequency of that divine language. So you can chant, you can kadosh, you can do all of that. It's wondrous because even if you don't even fully translate and understand the meanings of other language, when you know the intent of that is resonating to uplift and unify, you are there. So what is the difference between saying I am and Om? Same. It's the same first word. It's the same first sound. Not that we're separating first, second, third, and last, etc. But we are saying the origin of life as you can even remember to experience it is I am Yod He Bod Om Aho. You see, there's many languages which speak that frequency. So, are you grateful for all the languages? Are you grateful whether you understand and speak them or whether you listen to them? Do you still feel uncomfortable because you don't know them sometimes? A lot of people in your world express this ownership of language. Huh? Some of you have other than English language for your first learned language in this body. And sometimes you think in that language, sometimes you feel all the vibration that that language presented as teaching to you. And sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't know a word in my other language the way I learned it in English, so it's another kind of merging. Doesn't mean it couldn't exist there, it just hadn't. But that's been true in your cultures for hundreds of years, when there has been soul travel or physical travel. People find a word or a sound or a meaning to something that they feel they want to incorporate to their expression. Voila, it's done. You see it? Voila. You know, you could be French, every one of you. Where we won't talk about past life, but we've all been there, right? So, are you grateful that there is possibility for all humans in your sphere of awareness, let's say for your state here, Arizona, for your country that you live in now, United States of America, that all of that gratitude is that this is not about an ism, is it? It isn't about having patriotism, nationalism, sexism, feminism, you know, all the isms. Some seem like, oh, that one's a good one. Is it? What is an ism? It's a set of boundaries and rules. An ism is a belief in a system that pours everything into a focus that creates separation. It serves when it first is evolving because people become unified in a new concept maybe, a new, fresh to them experience, but it's important that the isms be dissolved. In my opinion, as consciousness, that's what I present to you. So I'm grateful for every ism you've danced in and played in. I am grateful for communism, hedonism. What other isms?
Chauvinism.
Chauvinism?
Socialism.
Socialism, capitalism, communism, the dark, evil, red menace, right? So finding that, oh, I forgot when I made all my lists of gratitudes to put those things, and I'm grateful that those isms have existed in my world. I accept them to unify now into the greater consciousness for my being and for the being of others. So if it's not gratitude just because I'm grateful I've got legs, I'm grateful I can see, those are good gratitudes. They are wondrous. And I'm stretching, hopefully, your mind and your heart to recognize that where you don't think you're grateful, proclaim your gratitude so that you can become compassionate and merged and healed, so that there is dissolution of the boundaries that are keeping you from the fullest grace and the fullest state of being.